Thank you.
Kenny, when Darius and Donovan are going like that, is that what the offense is supposed to look like?
Yeah, and it wasn't just a shooting, right? 35. We have 35 assists. I think someone said Darius had 18 potential assists. So, they're not just, dribbling and shooting. They're playmaking for others. Sam makes a difference. He just he knows how to screen. He knows how to play with those guys. He knows how to he had a couple of those hitting handbacks, getting the ball in the pocket to JA. So he makes a big difference. I know his numbers weren't great, but I think that was, and he gives you the gravity, right? They're running him off the three, gets in the paint, all that stuff. So that was a big boost for us tonight, having him.
Obviously, DeAndre Hunter hasn't played how he might have wanted to the entire month, and then tonight, even before getting hit in the face, kind of has his offensive going. But when we talk about the physicality that he brings on every given night, when he gets hit in the face and then comes directly back, how important is that to have players like that on the roster?
Yeah, he's a tough dude. Physical, like you said, but that was a heck of a shot he took, and I guess the rule is if he doesn't shoot the free throws, he's can't come back in the game. So I guess someone ran back to the locker room and told him that, and he miraculously recovered. Much better incentive than that. His arm could be falling off, and he probably would have, came back and shot it with the other arm. But great. But with him tonight was both ends. I thought offensively, obviously great, but defensively, he's the one guy that can stand up these guys that kind of bully you and hit you with their shoulder. So he was great on both ends.
Yeah.
You guys have been last in the NBA in three-point shooting since Sam got hurt back in November. You mentioned before the game that he brings shooting back, and of course he goes out and doesn't make a three. But you guys just sort of
2 layups, though, Dan.
Yes, he did have 2 layups, but you guys sort of had the floodgates open for the first time in a long time. What was it like from your perspective? Just
weird.
Watching that happen?
It was like it was weird because we're struggling badly, right? Not just struggling. There's a difference. So it was good to see it go through. Even Dean's three, it's like, man, just making 1 or 2 of those is such a, it's such a boost. And then, I do think Sam has a lot to do with that. Has a lot to do with our offensive production tonight. That's why you score, 140 points, shoot the ball like that. We needed it. We needed hopefully this will get us going, right? You have a breakout game like this, a little more confidence, ball starts going in a little more. That could, hopefully this game propels us, helps us confidence-wise.
What did you think of the defensive effort tonight?
They shot the crap out of the ball. Over expected, so I don't know, Dan. I'll go. It's not great. Like I can't sit here and say, oh yeah, we got to get better defensively. It's funny. First 19 games, I think we're fifth in the league, and we've just had this dip defensively, and starts with the transition speed. Tonight it was the offensive rebounding. They just really got us there, and so we got to clean up defensively. I think our offense will get back when we'll start making shots, but we got to improve defensively.
Jason, I'm just curious on the DeAndre thing. Do they stall to give him time, or do they call it a vicious timeout? How do they handle that?
So I asked him. I said, "Is there a time limit?" He goes, "There's no time limit. It's our discretion." The other rule I found out, if he's in concussion protocol back there and he gets cleared, then he can come back no matter what, even if he didn't take the free throws. So that.
Do they have to check
I don't know specifically if they did check him for that. I don't know, BJ, if you know. I don't know, but I know that he just said that was the rule, and so,
Bob,
yeah.
Will Darius play tomorrow night?
That's a good question. I hope so. That's a good question. I'll just say this. I know there was discussion of him playing. Like, I know he was pushing for it. So I don't want to confirm it yet, but I think there's a real possibility that he plays. Plus his minutes weren't, crazy tonight. So, man, he's moving a lot. But you saw him tonight. Like, he had a couple rough possessions, right? Like, that thing is, it's. I give the kid a lot of credit. I think he's, I think he's playing through a lot. But definitely getting better.
Speaking of the glass, Diabate had 10 boards, I think it was at half. Did you guys do anything differently to try to pin him back or something like that in the second half?
Listen, it's a WWE out there. I don't know. I mean, I just feel like he's just throwing people around, and I guess legally. I mean, I don't know. I got to look at it. The guys obviously give him a lot of credit. I'm not taking it. He's an elite, probably the best offensive rebounder in the league, right? But man, I don't know. We got to find a way, to keep a guy like that off the boards. We told the guys at halftime, let's put 2 on him. Then I felt like they started getting the long ones. We go in, we try to get 2 on him, then they go out and they get the perimeter ones. So, we're not a good rebounding team. That's the last phase of defense. We got to be better.
And then Don was in foul trouble tonight. Is this the luxury you're looking for from Lonzo to be able to come in?
Yeah,
with him and DG and him and Don, just looked like he picked up the pace a lot there in the third.
Yeah, we needed him tonight. Don wasn't as sharp as Don normally is. On either end. I thought so. Gave us a good spark. It's a luxury having 3-point guards you can call on.
Last one, Joe.
During this dip that you've mentioned over the last couple weeks.
Buy the dip, Joe.
What's that?
Buy the dip. You ever heard that investment?
Oh, yeah.
When it, so.
Yeah. What have the discussions been like with the front office and with ownership to the extent?
Great. I couldn't. We couldn't be more supportive. That's what great organizations do. When things aren't going great, you pull together. From their point, it's like, how can we help? That's the those are the conversations we have, and that's it's a great atmosphere to work in, Joe. And we're all pulling together. It's not like, hey, you guys got to do this, or coaches got to do this, or front office you got to make trade. None of that. Like, how can we help each other? I know that sounds corny, but those are the conversations we had over the last couple of days.